Hello, everybody. Welcome to yet another session of the Tech Talk. One of the things that I think has caught on with the young students of our college, and I'm getting a lot of personal messages also, and otherwise also that people are really taking benefits from this. That is very, very great to hear. And today we have got a topic for you that is a little different from what we've shown you before. It's not going to be the same talk about how important coding is. I think all of us have established that. Today we have with us two very special seniors who have done different things along with coding. They have done and explored different fields of computer science. As you know, computer science is a very vast area. So they have explored something that is not the traditional path to getting a job after your BTech. So we have with us Himanshu Pandey, who is the former general secretary of what is now ASCII. He was a very great badminton player also, and now he's a software development engineer at Deutsche Bank. So he has been one person who has explored the field of web development a lot. So we'll have to hear a lot about that from him. Next, we have Roopkatha Hira. She is one of the most avid learners of machine learning in our college, and she has a wonderful, wonderful profile in that. So she can guide you on that in a very wonderful manner. And she is now a research and development engineer at Synopsys. So we'll really understand how and when they got to these positions and how they feel about it. So I think we should get into it without any further ado. So how are you? How are you, my favorite seniors?
Hi Samarth, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. I want to hear more about you guys right now.
Right. So yeah, life in quarantine, like work from home has started for like almost all of the people in our batch. And apart from the like usual staying at home part, life is good.
Right, right. Pandey bhaiya.
So, hey Samar, thanks for the warm welcome speech. So, yeah, I'm good, and it's quite boring working from home. So, yeah.
Okay, okay. So since you are mentioning the work at this particular time, so let us get right into how the work is. Rupkathadi, I think we've talked to a lot of software development engineers in the previous tech talks, but your role is slightly different, and it's very intriguing. The name. How is it like being in the R&D department of a company? Would you like to tell us about how the work is?
Right. So the research and development department is slightly different from the role of a software development engineer, in the sense that like software development engineers deal with like directly dealing with the client's needs and like developing the different products and like different requirements of the customers. And research and development department is slightly more internal to the company. Like we like some suppose the company has some ideas for some technologies that it's going to implement, so it passes through the research and development department. So I'm involved in that, like working with technologies that the company is proposing to implement perhaps sometimes in the future.
Right. So I think we can safely say that you have the reins to our future products and the things that will be available to us in the future. So I think that's wonderful. Pandey bhaiya, like your work is also not the traditional software development, is it? You are working in a bank. You're not working in a tech firm. You're working in a fintech firm. So how is that different from traditional SD? And like, what are the pros and cons of it?
So, yeah, as I'm working in a fintech, I must say that working in a fintech will give you like the best platform to learn Java. So, बहुत सारे ऐसे कंपनीज हैं बड़े बड़े जिनके बड़े बड़े माइक्रो सर्विसेज जावा में बने हुए हैं. So,
Okay.
yeah, it will be a great place to work in a fintech company to learn Java. So seeing the cons, you will not get that big scale as you will get in the product based company, but yeah, you will get a great learning curve.
Right. Right. I think that makes sense because it's a completely different environment. Okay, so
Yeah.
coming, like you mentioned Java, that reminds me of how you guys have, chosen different fields, and like that's one of the main themes of this session. So let's start with Rupkatha Deep. And this question is for both of you though. Why did you ultimately choose these particular paths? Like Pandey Bhaiya chose WebD and Rupkatha Deep happened to choose machine learning. What is it that motivated you to choose these non-traditional, non-conventional paths to, move as a student in BTech of computer science? Because in other colleges also, and like your mates also, they were pursuing stuff like competitive coding for, with the mindset of getting a job. So what is it that made you choose these things, like your motivations in the start?
Right. So, Saman, that's a really good question. So, for me, when I entered into college, I did not really have this mindset of I'll do competitive coding and I'll get a job at the end of 4 years. So, and as for I just wanted to explore the different fields that was available to me. So I was like from the very beginning, I was open to that. And the field of machine learning, it was not a very informed choice that I made. It's more like the field of machine learning chose me because in
Okay.
second year, in the third semester of college, like as you know, we have these mini projects.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so my project mentor, Professor Somnath Pal, he introduced me to this field of machine learning. So like instantly, I was like really intrigued with it. And after working for 2 semesters, like I had gathered some like fundamental experience in the fundamentals of machine learning. And after that, like he liked my work and he gave me the opportunity to work with him further. So I gained some further experience. And using that experience, I used that experience to like get the next internship that I got in third year. So it kept on
Okay.
adding, like the experiences in machine learning just kept on adding to my CV, and like I liked the field, so I just pushed myself in that field. So there was no conscious thought process behind choosing it, but yes, I'm glad that I gained some expertise in that field.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Right. So, Pandavi, how did you come across web development?
So yeah, basically I started like exploring this field in the third year of my BTech program.
Okay.
So before that, मैंने 2 साल खाली coding किया था. Like I used to practice on Spoj and Lead Code very much. So I have some like my senior relatives who used to guide me regularly. Like you will be doing this development thing when you will land up in in the job.
Hmm.
So you should to showcase yourself, to showcase your skills. You need to learn these things at the earliest.
True. True.
So yeah, I just started exploring in the third year itself.
Okay. So, like, what did each of you, like Roopkathadi, you started in second semester due to Professor Somnath Pal and the mini project thing, and Pandavia started in third year. So, what were the resources that you started using? Like, we know the resources by now that competitive coding requires, but like for machine learning, it's kind of a black box for many of us. What were the resources that you started using? Where did you start getting your hands dirty? And then Pandavji also, like what did you use to build that skill that you said would be required at very great level in the industry? So like could you tell us a little bit about that, and how did you improve these skills by on as time went by?
Okay. So, as I said, the fundamentals of machine learning was taught to me by Professor Somnath Pal much before it was like a formal course subject in our curriculum, because that comes in the fourth year, like you guys
Right.
will see. So the fundamentals was taught by him. After that, like there are these courses by Andrew Ng that I followed. So yeah, those
Okay.
are really good for the fundamentals. And for practicing, Kaggle is really good. So like I did some projects with my peers in Kaggle, so that's really good. And the rest of my experience I gathered during my internships and the mini project. So for the platforms, I'd say like what I followed was Kaggle and like Andrew Ng courses and some other, like there are several courses for machine learning. It's a very hot topic right now.
Right. So, like, because Kaggle is a very difficult thing for some people to start, me myself having that experience. Um, how did you get into it? Like, what were the first steps? Like, when you would not know what to do, what was it that you kept on trying so that you ultimately got into the flow?
Okay, so Kaggle, again, it was not a very conscious effort on my part. Like some of my peers, they were also interested in machine learning, so they started solving problems on Kaggle, and when they got stuck, they'd like ask for my suggestions, and while helping them, I just got into the flow, and I just
Okay.
got to
I think
solve
that's the
several
best way
problems.
to do it. Yeah. That's wonderful.
Actually, like in any like practicing for anything, if you get the proper set of peers, that's the best thing ever for
Absolutely.
learning.
Absolutely. Right. So Pandey bhaiya, like when you started in third year, what were the things that you were looking at? What were the things you were studying, and how did you improve gradually?
So yeah, so like the first thing I did, like I picked a topic of JavaScript. So I followed some books. I like उसको मैं रेगुलरली पढ़ता था. तो उससे बेसिकली पढ़ने से स्किल्स बहुत इंप्रूव होती हैं. तो यू शुड रीड रेगुलरली. ओके. उसके बाद आई explored Node.js. It's a backend on based on JavaScript. After that, I learned React. I completely relied for Node.js and React.js on some of the Udemy courses by Andrew Mead and Stephen Grinder.
Right.
And after completing those courses, I even bought the some books on Node.js and React.js as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, could you name those books? Like you said about Andrew Mead and the other Udemy course. Could you name the books as well for our users?
So for the JavaScript, I refer to Kyle Simpson is the writer for that.
Okay.
So for Node and React, I really don't remember the author. I will give you after the session.
Right. We'll put it in the description. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Right. Okay. That's very nice. Okay. So that's
Apart from this, like while learning, you also need to implement those things. No, like सिर्फ पढ़ते जा रहे हो, वीडियो देखते जा रहे हो, उससे कोई फायदा नहीं होगा.
बिल्कुल.
You need to be very good at database management, and you need to be very good at computer networks.
हाँ हाँ ठीक है. Like वो सब उसका सारा cumulative part हो
Exactly.
जाता है, तो उसका in and out चाहिए होगा. बिल्कुल.
Exactly.
ठीक है ठीक है. I think that makes a lot of sense. The people interested can take note of the resources Pandey bhaiya has mentioned. तो जैसे ultimately right now you are not doing the jobs that are traditionally limited to those fields that you were exploring earlier. Pandey bhaiya, you're an SD at a bank. Rupkatha di, you're an R&D engineer at Synopsys. So how would you say these profiles helped you? Because obviously you learned so many things. Apart from that, how do you say these profiles helped you, and how these skills ultimately shaped you as people, or helped you technically into getting into wherever you are right now, or whatever you'll do in the future? Anything.
Right. So, as I said, machine learning was something that happened to me, and like as time went on, I gathered some experience, and I'd say like each of those experiences was very valuable for me. Each of the internships that I did, like I did one in ISI, the mini project तो हो ही गया शुरू में बताई थी, and the other internships that I did like in Vienna, like in TUVN and in Moon Vision, like all those, like I got accepted for machine learning profiles itself. So like both in, and that was a wonderful experience, both the internships at TUVN and Moon Vision. So I'm really thankful that like things clicked and a machine learning profile was what they were looking for, and I could provide it to them. So that was a huge help. And also like for any job you need a good profile, right? And as a fresher, you're not supposed to your CV is not supposed to be like exactly what the job is looking for always, because they just want to see that you did some work in 4 years, you are a like dedicated candidate, you're like have some skills, you have the learning capabilities that they're looking for. And so like in the interview process also, that helped to show like the profile, my profile helped, because it probably showed to the interviewer that I have some thorough understanding of some particular field that I pursued for 4 years. So that was helpful. And also, I'd say that choosing any particular field, not only machine learning, although machine learning is a very, as I said, a very hot topic right now. It's been pursued in several like academic fields as well as like in the industry. So if you're like going for academics after 4 years, because like many of us plan for that. So for that also, like a proper exposure to a particular field, if you can show that you're dedicated to a particular field, that helps a lot to get opportunities to work with some professors who maybe is also working in that particular field. So
Okay.
I
Okay.
guess yeah, so it helped me in both, because I did academic internships as well as industry internships. So in both of those, my profile was something that like appealed to my interviewers, appealed to my professors. So I guess yeah, personally machine learning helped me a lot. The field that I chose helped me a lot.
Definitely, definitely. Like I can imagine how great it would be to, do something that you really like, and then getting noticed for that, and then searching online for other people who are doing that in the other parts of the world, finally realizing that somebody else also does it, and then going there and working with them. I think that's a brilliant experience to have just in itself, not for any other gain that you might get in the future. So that, I think that's a very beautiful thing people can look forward to, that they can do not only for machine learning, for other skills as well, definitely.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
right. So Pandey bhaiya, what about what would you like to say about this? However, so the web development profile has helped you right now in your job, or in the future, how it can? Anything on that?
So yeah, I would like to point out in the Deutsche Bank interview, so there were three technical rounds. The two of them were purely based on coding, and the third one, it was a managerial round. So उसमें मुझे मेरे सीवी पे बहुत ग्रिल किया प्रोजेक्ट्स पे, तो मैंने उसमें मशीन लर्निंग और रिएक्ट के प्रोजेक्ट्स डाले हुए थे काफ़ी अच्छे से। तो उसने मेरे से वहाँ पे प्योरली ही he made me to write the code of React on a paper. So it's around 2 to 3 pages of code. So he wanted to see whatever I have written in my CV, I really know it or not.
Right.
Apart from this, मैंने मशीन लर्निंग भी एक्सप्लोर किया था काफ़ी अच्छे से। तो मुझे ऐसा मतलब जब मैं मशीन लर्निंग एक्सप्लोर कर रहा था, तो मुझे ऐसा लगा कि मुझे कुछ दिख नहीं रहा है, मतलब कि मोटिवेशन नहीं आ रहा मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ। तो मुझे ऐसा लगा कि इसको यूआई देना चाहिए। दैट्स द पॉइंट। उस समय मैंने रिएक्ट को एक्सप्लोर किया कि मुझे इसको एक यूआई देना चाहिए। तो मैंने MNSIT डेटा सेट उठाया था उस समय। तो उस पर मैंने उसको यूआई दिया फ़ोन ऐप पे, रिएक्ट नेटिव यूज़ किया कि मैं एंड्रॉयड पे मैं एक डिजिट बनाऊंगा और उसको रिकॉग्नाइज करेगा वो।
ओके राइट, जैसे एमनेस्ट में होता है। हाँ।
So basically ये वेब डेवलपमेंट की फील्ड it helped me creating a good portfolio for me as well as good self projects.
ओके, एंड अपेरेंटली जैसे आप दोनों की बातों से मुझे समझ में आ रहा है कि सेल्फ प्रोजेक्ट्स तो कहीं पे भी काम आ जाते हैं। ऐसा नहीं है कि मतलब सेल्फ प्रोजेक्ट्स होंगे तो उसका कोई ज्यादा यूज नहीं है। एक्चुअली अगर आपने कोई भी काम किया है, सेल्फ प्रोजेक्ट्स किए, तो उसको लोग देख के ये समझते हैं कि आपने कोई अच्छी चीज बनाई है। ऐसा है ना?
Exactly.
Yeah.
ठीक है, राइट, दैट मेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ सेंस। एंड आई थिंक जिन
So
लोगों को
if
भी
you have
इंटरेस्ट आ रहा है। हाँ जी।
so if you have a self project and you really know about it, if you have really coded it and you know about it, then it will really help you. It will really gonna help you a lot.
Right. So that's what I was trying to point out, that the people who are interested in making these things for the sake of it, because they enjoy it, I think they should also feel good that making anything is going to ultimately help them in the future. So I think that's a very nice thing that we've established over here. Now, Rupkathadi, like you mentioned, that the experience of your internship was really amazing. And obviously, any of us can imagine that you go to Europe and you're doing a research internship also, you're doing an industry internship also. So, would you like to tell us a little bit in more detail about how you got there, how one thing led to another, and then what work you did and that kind of stuff?
Right. Okay, so I applied for the research internship first because that's what I was looking for at the moment. I applied to different places actually. I focused on Europe, different universities in Europe. I looked up professors. I just saw what work they did, and that matched with my profile, I mailed those professors, and there were several rejections, but there was this one acceptance that I initially I was overjoyed with, TUVN is accepting me, but there was this slight there's this but you're invited here, so we'll arrange for your visa. All that was fine, but the problem was that the project was not funded. So the positions I had applied, the position I had applied for, research intern, it was not funded. So obviously Vienna is a very costly city to live in. So if I was about to take that opportunity, I had to spend bucks from my pocket to do that. So that did not appeal to me very much. I was excited for the opportunity, but I did not want to spend money from my pocket to go to Europe and learn something. So I looked for another part-time opportunity that I could pursue for the funding thing. So one of my friends, like Ankit was working. He had already interned in Moon Vision. That was a Vienna-based company. So he gave me a referral. So there was this interview process, and that interview process went well. Like they asked what I had done, and from my profile, whatever I had done from my mini project and uh, whatever work I had done with Professor Somnath Pal, that helped me a lot because that like coincidentally that was something that would work for a particular product of theirs. So they invited me. They told me that I could work from them part time for them part time,
So it clicked.
and then yeah, it clicked. I was lucky, and it clicked. So I went for 2.5 months. I during the day I used to work for the university. From the afternoon onwards, I used to work for the company, and it was a beautiful experience. Like both the life experience and uh, like from the point of view of the learning from the job, it was beautiful. It was a really nice city. Living there alone for the first time in my life, it was like something I had not imagined. And the work was good, and both of those profiles, the academic internship profile as well as the industry internship profile, both of them were related to machine learning. Moon Vision is a computer vision company, so there my whatever I had done before had a like direct application there. So there I was lucky, and yeah, all in all, it was a really overwhelming experience. I learned a lot, I experienced a lot, I traveled a lot. So yeah, all in all, I was lucky to get that experience.
I can imagine. I can actually imagine. Um, so, like, you went outside and you obviously saw how wonderful it is to work there, and then it actually clicked. TUVN actually, TUVN and Moon Vision actually clicked for you, and the whole thing was a really wonderful experience. And like you mentioned earlier, you wanted to go for a master's in sciences abroad, MS. So,
Yes.
what happened? Like, obviously, I know myself that it's been very difficult, close to impossible to go outside at this point due to the COVID situation. But like, would you like to tell us about why you gave up on that idea, or what happened there, or like what are your thoughts about it in the future? Like, what's the scenario at that in that respect?
Right. Um, yeah, that's a good question. So, from the first year itself, as I said, I did not have that mindset. I want to go for a job. And that was precisely because I was thinking for a master's. I thought that after master's, I'll decide whether I want to go for a PhD or I want to go for industry. So, it was there in my mind. And that's why I was open to opportunities. Like, I wanted to learn whatever I could learn in 4 years. So, yeah, I did whatever the prescribed route was for doing a master's abroad. Like I had to maintain a good CGPA, so yeah, I tried to learn as much as I could in the 4 years. I maintained a like more or less decent CGPA, and GRE, TOEFL, all those things were necessary, so I prepared for those. I got a decent score. Internships, academic internships are necessary. I did some academic internships, like academic projects, self projects, like
My God.
not a very impactful, but yeah, publication, conference publication. So all those things that were prescribed for an academic profile, I did those, and I was hoping ki for like from the seventh semester, eighth semester, I'll start applying, and yeah, hopefully I'll get into some colleges that I want. But yeah, then this thing happened. That's tormenting all of us. And what happened is that I had applied to a couple and I faced rejection. But then when I saw that, I this year is like I realized there was this realization. It came over a period of say 1 or 2 months that I realized that it won't be a good time to go abroad this time because like none of them, as far as I knew at that moment, none of the universities were about to call the like the students over. Like either the semesters were
Okay.
like yeah there was this talk that the semesters will be cancelled or they will be online. So तुम लोग को तो
Right.
पता ही चल रहा है कितना अजीब रहता है online learning experience.
Exactly. Very true.
Yeah. So that was not something I wanted. So that's when I thought that I'll shift my gears, because there were some like pretty safe options, because I had done my internship in TUVN. So I was expecting that और कहीं नहीं हुआ तो TUVN में तो होना ही है, उधर प्रोफेसर्स जानते हैं मेरे को, तो उधर अप्लाई करेंगे तो शायद हो जाएगा. But that was the time when I thought that okay, I probably need to postpone this plan, because this is not what I wanted. I did not want this online learning experience, this uncertainty I did not want. And also I was a little disappointed with myself that I did not give a backup plan. Obviously none of us knew that this was going to happen.
True.
So I had backup universities, but I did not have a backup plan. So
Right.
So I started preparing for a job. I did some intensive coding for not a very long time, for around say 1 month, 1.5 months. Like there was this rigorous routine when I like coded like pretty much most of the time. And then I got this opportunity. I got a referral to apply for this R&D position at Synopsys, and that somehow appealed to me, because of course I wanted to go for masters, but the thing that appealed to me most was research.
Right.
All the internships I had done, all the experience I had, most of them were related to research. My internships were research internships. Even my like job description at Moon Vision was research intern.
Okay.
So yeah, at TUVN also. So I thought that okay, this may be my thing. Let me try. So yeah, I was lucky to get into it. The interview process went well. So that was the first interview I sat for, and somehow I cracked it. And since then I'm there. So the shift in paradigm, the shift in plans, it happened very quickly, because for 4 years I had some mindset, and then one fine morning this thing had tormented the entire world, and I had to change my plans. Yes.
But you're happy at Synopsys, as far as I can gather.
Yes, at the moment I'm really happy at Synopsys. I'm really happy with my role, with whatever I'm doing, whatever work I'm doing. I'm really happy at the prospect of probably going to Bangalore at around say, I don't know when, possibly next
Right.
year. I'm happy at the prospect of spending time with my friends at Bangalore. And the plan of masters, I won't say I've abandoned it completely, but it's at the backseat of my mind right now. Possibly sometime in the future, but not at the moment. Like I'm happy with where I am right now.
Right. I think I'm very, very personally very happy to hear that answer, that even after whatever happened, you seized, you know, carpe diem and everything, and you seized the moment, and whatever you had in your choices, whatever you could do at that point, you did, and you finally got to a place where you still feel you are satisfied and you like it. So I think that's a very, very wonderful thing that everybody can take away from this, that ultimately if you keep on trying, and ultimately if you keep on working, then ultimately things will work out no matter how bad the situation is. So I think that's a very wonderful thing. I keep repeating this, pardon me for that, but yeah, I'm really happy to hear that. So moving on, Pandey bhaiya, I think let's talk about your experience with internships and everything in and around that. So I personally know that you've served as an intern in this startup called Bots and Brains at the end of your third year, and you had many work from home projects as well. So tell us about how you got there at Bots and Brains, and what was the experience like. And especially this question is important for people like me and people like my classmates, or people in second year also, who are looking for internships, especially off campus, because there are not as many opportunities for internships on campus, as all of us know. So how is it that we can, you know, get noticed and get called, get selected for some internships like the one you did, or even slightly different from that? So tell us about the things I asked you.
Yeah, so that's a good question, Samar. So the first point is like you need to have a good portfolio, especially in the development side. You need to have a good GitHub repo as well.
Okay.
And like जैसे मैंने कहा, like सीखते सीखते मैंने कुछ वर्क फ्रॉम होम काम भी उठाए थे, तो उससे मुझे एक्सपोजर मिला था काम का काफ़ी ज़्यादा. तो like I used to apply on Internshala. I searched for internships, and I then like go to the personal websites of the company and see the founders and the people's working there on LinkedIn. And I used to apply to only those companies whichever I feel like there are some smart people working there.
Okay. Okay.
I also used to see like how much funding they have raised. like is it worth to give my effort and time in a good startup?
Good
What
point.
kind of work they will be giving me? Yeah, there are some fraud as well, like going on International. You have to
Okay,
like see a way through it.
that's an eye opener.
Yeah.
Right. So, how did
So
you happen to
coming to the internship at Bonds and Brains.
exactly?
So yeah, I got a referral from my hall senior.
Okay,
So yeah, that was a boon for me.
okay. And what was the kind of work that they were doing? Because you were pretty particular about that.
So they were building something that is not presently in India. So as
Okay,
we know that they were opening a online platform for patent filing. In
okay,
India, it takes a lot of time to file a patent, and even it takes a lot of money. So they were using some bidding kind of things that will make it cheaper.
okay, okay.
So I built some microservices for the landing of the user and some client side in React.
Right, right. Okay. So, like you mentioned, for the rest of us, that we need to have a strong GitHub repo. We need to get a lot of experience in terms of these things, and you can try to apply on Internshala and be careful because, like I've learned for the first time, that there might be some frauds on Internshala as well. Go look up the company, and um, is there anything apart from
Yeah.
that, like how is the process like to apply, and then how do you actually, apart from having a profile and everything, when you do start looking for the jobs, how do you ensure that you get selected, and what's the process like?
So apart from Internshala, you can also use there are some others website as well like angel.co something like that, cut short, and you can ping some like peoples out there on LinkedIn as well. You will find a lot of opportunities for internship on LinkedIn if you see.
Right. Okay, that's cool, that's cool. Okay. So, would you like to share a little bit about your placement experience? Like you've seen a lot of companies come and go. So, given a realistic scenario in our college, what do you think should be kept in mind, specifically related to placements in the college?
So starting from the third year, I applied in all the companies that visited in our campus, and I got rejected in all of them.
Okay, okay,
So yeah, इनिशियली में थोड़ा खराब लगता था, फिर लेकिन यूज टू हो गए थे कि फिर
yeah,
कभी कभी रिजेक्ट होते थे तो एक पार्टनर था मेरे साथ, मैक्सिमम टाइम लोग साथ में रिजेक्ट हुए थे, तो वी यूज टू वेंट टू अवनी एंड ईट अ पिज़्ज़ा एंड ट्रीट आवरसेल्फ लाइक वी
okay,
विल बैक द नेक्स्ट इंटर्नशिप.
right, right. That sounds
और
nice.
आफ्टर गेटिंग द लाइक फुल टाइम अपॉर्चुनिटी और डॉइच बैंक, तो मैंने अराउंड 4 महीना ब्रेक लिया, कुछ मस्ती की, उसके बाद फिर से ऑफ कैंपस अप्लाई करना शुरू किया. उसके बाद भी
Okay,
सीरीज ऑफ रिजेक्शन थे. आई एम टेलिंग यू द नेम. फर्स्ट वाज द ब्राउजर स्टैक.
okay,
तो ये एक अकेली ऐसी कंपनी है जो टोटली बैक एंड टास्क कराती है. ऑनलाइन 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 होता है उनका इंटरव्यू. जूम कॉल होती है, दो पर्सनलाइज जूम कॉल होती है, ठीक है, 2-2 घंटे की. और तुम्हें टास्क देते हैं कुछ ऐसा बनाने के लिए, बैक एंड सर्विसेज. तुम्हें 2 घंटे में 3-4 टास्क बनाने होते हैं. तो उसमें मैं तीसरे राउंड में रिजेक्ट हुआ था. मेरे
okay.
पास क्वेश्चन अगर चाहोगे तो मैं शेयर कर सकता हूँ, मैं भेज दूंगा.
जरूर जरूर जरूर.
और द नेक्स्ट वाज शॉपी सिंगापुर, and one of the company from Japan, Mercari.
Okay,
One is the Expedia itself.
right.
And after the lockdown period, I interviewed at an academy and each also. I got rejected in both of them in the last round.
Okay, right.
I got rejected in each show just before 2 days of joining at Deutsche Bank. I was still hopeful like I will bag a big like 2 times of offer than Deutsche Bank.
Okay, right, right. So,
So yes,
yes,
yeah. I also I also had another offer from Gojek that was for 6 month internship. So it was a kind of gamble कि मैं ऐसे टाइम पे मैं like full time opportunity छोड़ के मैं एक internship join करूँ, पता नहीं full time लगे कि ना लगे. And like Gojek is a very big, like it's a very good company. It's a startup from Jakarta, Indonesia. They pay really well. उनका काम पूरा बैकएंड काफी स्केलेबल होता है, काफी मजा आता है वहाँ काम करने में, ऐसा मैंने सीनियर से सुना है.
Right.
तो या
Right. So, जैसे Rupkathadi, for you, MS did not work out, and for not for something that was in your hand, of course, because of something that was an act of God. And then Pandey Bhaiya, like you said, you tried in a lot of companies, and you got a lot of rejections on the way, but you do have a very good job in your hand. Would you say there is something you would have done differently to, maybe not end up in these places, or like, of course you're satisfied at the moment, but whatever learnings you have from your failures, what are those that you would like to tell people like me and people like my classmates and my juniors to not make the same mistakes you did?
Okay. Yes, I think I can answer this from my experience that always have backups. Have a plan A, plan B, plan C, like as far back as you can go, because I don't think something as unprecedented as COVID will happen again. But you never know if things happen. So always have backup options. And something like from my journey, you can see that it was not very rough. Like it was more or less smooth. I was really lucky for that. It was a couple of rough months when this thing struck. So that was a very depressing time for me because I was not very in touch with coding, and that's something you need for cracking interviews.
True.
So I guess for like computer science students, it's very important to stay in touch with coding. If you're not very interested in in competitive coding, a lot of you are. That's good. But if you are not, at least spend some time on LeetCode or some other like coding platform, so that you're at least in touch with coding, so that you're in a position to sit for interviews at all times. Because when I decided that I'll change my plans slightly, not slightly, like a lot. So when I decided that, so I was not confident with my coding skills. I had to like work hard for not for a very long time, but I had to work hard because I was not up to date with. Obviously, I paid attention in all the classes, all the labs. I worked hard in the labs, but that's not really enough for the interviews all the time. Because yeah, my subject skills were okay. My OS networking knowledge was, I think, not bad. It was good enough for some of the interviews. But my coding skills, to be able to code in a particular amount of time, I was not confident in that. So I had to like brush up my skills. I had to spend some time on that. So I think as computer science students, spend some time on coding, on timed coding. If not competitive coding, timed coding. So I think that's important. That's something I wouldn't say I regretted at that point of time. I don't regret anymore. But at that point of time when I did not have like much options left, then I regretted that, yeah, maybe I should have been more proficient in coding as a computer science student.
Right. I think that's a very important point. And so that it's not missed, I'll sum it up again. So what Rupkathadi is saying that as computer science students, um, obviously something like COVID may not happen again, but we do need to have backup, and we do need to have backups if possible. We should always maintain some sort of link with coding, so that if we do have to change our plans altogether, then we're not caught blindsided. So I think that's a very important point, and every one of us should keep that in mind. Thanks a lot. So, Pandey Bhaiya, what would you like to say about this?
like, can you repeat the question?
The question being, from all your failures, what is it that you've learned from all your failures?
Okay. Yeah, I would like to point out that you need to be consistent. Like, don't make a large, very much, like बहुत सारे तुम छोटे छोटे small term goal ना बनाओ. Make a large term goal, and you need to be consistent on that. Don't lose hope. That's the only gyan I have.
Right. I think Pandey Bhaiya has made a statement in itself by making such a crisp statement that the one of the most important things is to be consistent and be consistent and be consistent. So I think that's a very important point that everybody should also take away. And I hope the users did not get the impression that by asking my seniors about what they've learned from their failures, I'm insinuating that they're not in the places that they would want to be. Like they have mentioned themselves that they are in the positions that they are very happy in, but as all of us are curious, what is it like in this COVID situation when you have to change your plans? So that is what I wanted to ask. But I think what we have learned from our seniors right now is some bullet points of indispensable wisdom. And I think all of us can really, really appreciate the fact that these two people have explored the roads less taken and they have still made it to such wonderful places. So I think that has been a very pervasive theme in this session. And with that, I think I would like to ask both of you for your final words of wisdom. Anything else you would like to say to your juniors who would be very fortunate to have listened to what things you have said at the moment. So any last things you would like to say, anything that might have got missed out?
Okay, first of all, Samarth, I'd like to thank you for being like such a good host. You've been wonderful. Yeah. And as for the final words, I think I don't know if I'm repeating myself, but yeah, you like keep learning. Do what you love, but keep learning. Don't sit idle. Keep learning. And you if if you face some hurdle in the field you love, just keep at it. Somehow if you keep at it, if you be consistent, as Pandey said, if you don't accept failure, you will get somewhere. Like, and be prepared for whatever life hands to you, because I believe, like, have belief in yourself, and I have belief in all my juniors as well, that you will make it work. Whatever you want to do, whatever your life goals are, you'll make it work.
Cheers, cheers. That's wonderful to hear. Right. Anything from you, Pandey Bhaiya?
Yeah, I just want to repeat like keep coding and keep reading the books.
Right, right. I think all of us will try our best to follow the advice we've got here today. And with that, I would like to thank you once again for taking out your time, because I know both of you are really busy people and you've still made the time for sharing with us these wonderful insights. So I would like to thank you again. And with that, I'd like to say goodbye as well and hope we meet sometime soon.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for inviting us.
All right. All right. Thanks. Bye bye. Yeah.